Welcome everyone, Sam here at the Camp Cookout Adventures channel. It's been a while since the last adventure, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to say to you, come on in and know me better, man. Like many people, I have interests in various skill sets and hobbies and endeavours. As you know by now, I love the outdoors and nature and exploring, bushcraft and camping, alongside developing my cooking skills. The reason for the lack of adventure videos recently is due to some life changes and other creative commitments I've had to give my time to. Since the Kennel Vale video, I took my family for a 3-day trip up to London, where we explored the city with my daughters. I took my eldest to see the live production of My Neighbour Totoro, which I have to say was the best live theatrical play I've ever seen. They recreated the Studio Ghibli movie scene for scene with perfect aesthetics and live music alongside some real theatrical magic and acting. I really can't overstate how good that play was. My daughter was totally blown away by it. On the way home, we also visited the Warner Brothers Harry Potter studios. And again, despite it being super crowded, as you'd expect it would be, there was so much to see there. They literally had everything from all the movies. Props, sets, costumes, an awesome gift shop, even down to the actual Hogwarts Express itself. It gave you everything. If you have children who are into Studio Ghibli movies or Harry Potter, go check out these attractions. Our London trip couldn't have been any better, and the kids will never forget it. As I said in my last adventure video, I was a carpenter employed for over 7 years at a tourist attraction in Cornwall, and I was so nervous about leaving. But as always, the worry was all for naught, as I love the new job and I'm settling in really well. I hope you can understand, with everything up in the air, I haven't had time for my outings recently, which I'm really missing. So I thought I'd let you in on some of my other endeavours. Professionally, I'm a carpenter, and I've now taken on the position as a cabinet maker for a music company. This is additionally great for me because I am a musician of coming on for 20 years. I studied a BTEC diploma in music in my youth during my college years and made some great friends and connections during that time. The most important being my college sweetheart, who is now the mother of my children, my Sarah. I am a singer, songwriter and guitarist, and I have released multiple albums and EPs over the years. I received a comment about the theme song I use for Camp Cookout Adventures. It's a song I wrote titled To Myself from my band Hold the Sun, and it features on our debut album, which is the self-titled Hold the Sun album. After that, we recorded our second album, known as 7 Years of Shadow, and that released back in 2021. And I'm happy to say we're currently working on our third album. You can check out my music on all the major streaming platforms, being Apple Music and Spotify. Hold the Sun debut album and 7 Years of Shadow, the second album, is available there, alongside some of my solo works, which you could look up. So Samuel Howard, Out of the Shadows, is my first solo album, followed by a 5-track EP I did called The Next 1,000 Years. So by all means, if you're interested in my music, please go and check it out. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Today though, I think that seeming as I owe you guys a video, I'm going to make a new theme tune and show you my method of songwriting and recording. So we are currently sat in my own home studio, which I built by myself to my specification, and it's a bucket list dream which I'm delighted to have achieved. We're sat here in the main room, and over just behind me is a completely isolated room built within this room, completely separated by about an inch gap all around for sound isolation. That's the live room, where we have all of the noisy instruments such as drums and amp cabinets. So for this video, we're going to make a new theme tune for Camp Cookout Adventures. So for a theme song, the idea of it is it's got to be super short, it's got to be super catchy, so it's memorable, and hopefully not irritate people too much, with just the right amount of cheesiness to it. It's a very difficult mix to actually make. What I've done is I've started by programming in a little piano melody of some chordal changes and some hooks. This is just the initial idea for which we build up our foundation from. So check it out. that's what I've got so far. When writing music, I usually start with a chord progression, and from there I can figure out or suss out some kind of a melody. From start to finish, this little tune is only around 25 seconds long, which might be a little bit too long for an intro. We shall see when we start building it up a bit more. So now I have the chord base for what the tune is going to be. Next thing is rhythm. The clicking you heard on that initial play was the metronome. So I had to decide on a decent tempo for the jingle, and this is what I've settled on. So next thing to program in is drums. Let's give this a listen. Short and it's sweet and it does the job. So now it's just a matter of, just like a house, we're going to build up the layers until we get something sounding pretty good. This is my favourite guitar. This is Greenie, in case you couldn't guess. It's an old late 80s Fender custom shop. It was originally a Eric Clapton Blackie model, but has since in the 90s been resprayed in this seafoam green. There's something about it, just every time I go to play it, it just fits me perfectly. I pretty much always use Greenie on my recordings in one way or another. Even if it's like really heavy rock, I still find a space for Greenie. And so now I'm going to play the track through my headphones so that I don't get bleed in the microphone, and record some kind of a guitar line for this melody. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay, so now to layer up some acoustic. I could change the mic stand so I could play sitting down, but I can't be bothered. So this is how we do it. We've now got piano, drums, electric guitar, twin track acoustic guitar rhythms. It's time for a bit of bass. Now all we need is cheesy vocals. It's Camp Cookout Adventures. It's Camp Cookout Adventures. Double it up and layer it up. So twin track doing the same thing, and then we're going to work out some maybe 3 or 4 part harmonies to bulk it out. Harmony 2. It's Camp Cookout Adventures. Way up there for Harmony 3. It's Camp Cookout Adventures. And for the 4th one, we're gonna go down here. It's Camp Cookout Adventures. So there we are, 4-part harmonies, all double tracked to layer them out. What we do is we double track the exact same thing, and then we pan each one in left and right speaker, which gives a really nice stereo sound. So these are our vocals and our 4-part harmonies. Check it out. It's Camp Cookout Adventures. It's Camp Cookout Adventures. Short and sweet, it does what it needs to do. and no more. I'm hoping that I've got it short enough where it's still catchy, but hopefully it doesn't bug people too much or wind people up too much at the start of each video. We will see. By all means, leave your opinion in the comments. Tell me how you think this new theme tune is. So now we've got a total of 16 tracks of audio. We started off with our little piano melody, which determined what chords we were going to use. That was my initial idea. And then from then we built up a rhythm section. So I programmed in some drums. Over the top, I came up with a lead line on the electric guitar. 2 tracks of the acoustic chords. A little bit of bass. And apart from that, it's just 4-track harmonies. And I'm going to end this video on the new intro outro music. So that's all mixed together now. Everything has got a little bit of compression on. I've tweaked some EQs on all the different tracks. I've created a master track as well, which you can automate so you can ride the volume. So it's got a slight fade in to start off with, and then a slow fade out right at the very end of it, if you can hear that there. And that's job done. The new Camp Cookout Adventures theme tune. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think of it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I know I've not been out and about. I'm hoping that this will satisfy you for a little while. I'm definitely aiming to get out next week. So let me know what you think of the tune. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.